Hello, in this video, I'm going to show you how to enter requisitions using commodity level accounting. We're going to the requisition screen. And if you're an approver, you will get this notification saying that you have a certain number of documents that you need to approve. You can just X out of here. All right, when you're here, you can either leave this field blank and click go, or you can type next and click go. Okay, and I'm going to enter my delivery date as 26th. Now here's the little checkbox. Document level accounting is the default when you go into the requisition screen. But if you uncheck this, it becomes commodity level accounting. So the difference between document level accounting and commodity level accounting is that commodity level accounting directly associates your commodity to specific focals. So if you have two different commodities, the first commodity you want to charge it to fund XYZ, and you want to charge the second commodity to specifically to fund ABC. If that's what you're trying to do, you would use the commodity level accounting. And second case of using commodity level accounting is that if you are purchasing any fixed assets, let's say a computer or a flat screen for student center or something, then you would use commodity level accounting. I'm going to uncheck this so it becomes commodity level accounting. And I'm going to next block. And if you are a TSU employee, this organization code will default. I'm a contractor, so it's blank right now. I'm going to use 31200, which is OIT org code. And I'm going to enter my email address. I'm going to leave the phone area, etc., blank for now. You can enter yours. Now, ship to code. If you know the code, you can type it in. If you do not know, you can click on the ellipsis button. And I'm going to type in warehouse. And I'm going to check this one. I double clicked and defaulted. Now the addresses and phone numbers got defaulted because you chose this code. All right, next one is you can click on the vendor information tab, or you can click next block. If you know your vendor code, you can type it in right here. If you don't, you can also search for it by clicking on the ellipsis. You click on entity name /ID search. And if the vendor is a person, you can search it by first name, middle name, or last name. But if it's a company, actual business, you would use the last name. So I'm going to search for Office Depot. Okay, the reason why I put this percentage sign is I do not know if this is Office Depot Incorporated or something like that. So when you put a percent sign, it becomes a wildcard. So it's going to look for any vendor with words Office Depot in it. Click go. Okay, and once you find your vendor, please be sure to look at this column vendor. If it's terminated, that means the ID is no longer good, and this one is the only one that doesn't have terminated status. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on the ID, or you can click select, and that was selected. Now this is the default address right now. The address type is BU and sequence is 1. So let's say on your quote, this address is different than this one. If you want to search for if there's any other address associated with Office Depot, you would click on this ellipsis on the sequence. And it's going to show every single variation of addresses they have. So for Office Depot, it looks like we have 3 different addresses. And you can click here and you will see the addresses change. So let's say mine is the third one, Santa Ana. So I'm going to click select. And if you do not find your address here, that means the address has not been entered in banner. If that's the case, you would have to contact purchasing and they will set up the new address for this vendor, and then you can put that address in and continue ordering. Okay, after you enter the vendor information, you can click next block here on the down left bottom corner of the screen, or you can click on the commodity and accounting tab. Okay, so again, if you know your commodity code, you can just simply type it in. If you don't, you can always use this search feature. Okay, and you would click on the commodity validation. And let's say I'm looking for, I'm going to look it up by description, and let's say it's a software. I'm going to put my wildcard on the word and click go. All right, so this is a computer software, 7395. Let's say that's the one that I was looking for. I'm going to click select, or I can double click on the commodity code. So I'm going to select this one. Now the default description is computer software capitalized. You can change the description. Let's say I want to change it to just software, or let's say it's a teaching software. Okay. And when I click tab, I'm going to get this message. So this message is just a warning. It's saying the default or original description for this commodity 7395 was computer software capitalized. So you can just click X. I know it's a little hard to see, but there's an X button. Okay. And the unit of measurement is default into each, but if you, let's say you're ordering something else and it's a box or a ton or something, so you can actually click on the ellipsis and it will give you every single option that's available there. There's box, there are centimeters, container, case, etc. So mine is each, so I'm just going to click cancel. Okay, I'm going to click tab on my keyboard. Okay, and let's say I'm buying one of these software, and the unit price is $5,000. Now, right now here, this commodity text and item text, both boxes are unchecked, so that means there's no text entered. So if you want to enter your item text, commodity text, document text, you can actually click on related on the top right-hand corner. And let's say I'm going to enter item text. You would click on this. And you click go. And you enter your text. This is line text. And if you run out of space, you can click down arrow on your keyboard and it's going to insert a new line. And this is line text, etc. So just insert as many lines as you need to enter all your texts. And once you're done, click save. Once you see the screen message saying it's saved successfully, you X out of here. Now, because we entered the text, now this checkbox is checked for item text. Now I'm gonna continue clicking tab. So far, my extended amount is $5,000, commodity total is $5,000. Now I'm going to enter my accounting information. I'm going to click next block. And let's say I want to split this charge to two different funding source. So I'm going to click tab, and let's say the first portion I want to charge it to fund 1. That's my org code, that's account, and let's say my program code is 20. And now in order to enter the second one, you have to first say how much you want to enter, how much you want to charge to the first funding. So I'm going to say, let's say the $3,000 is being charged to OIT Fund 1. So I entered 3,000 here. I'm going to click tab. And here it's telling you the commodity total is 5,000, but the focal total is 3,000. So now I need to enter second focal to charge my remaining $2,000. So I'm going back to this accounting line. And once you're there, just down arrow to insert a new line. Okay, let's say I'm charging this one to 0247 fund, and let's say I'm in different org. Let me see. If you're not sure what your org code is, again, you can search for it. So I'm just going to say Title IX Office. So I'm going to double click here. Okay, and 20. Now, if I keep clicking tab on my keyboard, it's going to default to 2,000 because the commodity total is $5,000. We entered 3,000 for the first line focal. So the remaining is 2,000 and it's going to default to it. Now I'm going to click save because I have another commodity that I need to enter and I need to charge it to a specific account and funding source. So I click save. Okay, it turns out the funding or focal I used has NSF, but that's okay. It's for testing purposes. Okay, so now after I save this, I go back to this commodity section. Now I click down arrow on my keyboard to enter my second commodity. Let's say my second commodity is 7300. And consumables, let's just say this is a printing paper. Okay, again, the warning message comes up. Click X. And let's say I want to order 10 boxes. And each box is, I don't know, $39.99. Okay. You can enter your text. If you want to enter your text, please be sure to be on the commodity line. So you can go to related and enter your text. Since I already showed you how to enter text, I'm not going to bother with that, but I'm going to go ahead and go to my funding accounting section. So I'm going to click next block. Okay. So let's say I'm charging this to, I don't have a fund number. So I'm just going to go search for it. I'll just go ahead and select this one, Texas Grant Program. I'm going to click select or double click. And my org is 3120, and program, again, 20. So let's say if you keep tabbing on your keyboard, it's going to default to the total $399.90. If you want to enter a new line, let's say you want to split it with another funding or FOPL, you would change this amount, dollar amount, to however amount you want to charge to the first one and go back to the accounting section. So let's say I want to charge $200 to the first FOPL, this FOPL, and the remaining to another one. So if I keep tabbing, you will see here that $200 is for this FOPL and the commodity total is $399.90. So now I need to go back to this accounting section and down arrow on my keyboard so I can insert a new line. Again, let's search for another fund. Excellence Fund. So I'll just pick this one randomly. Click select. Account is 7300. That's my program. It looks like it defaults. Okay, so if I keep clicking tab on my keyboard, there you go. So $199.90 will be charged to the second FOPL. Okay. Now click save. Always click save after you enter the funding. And if you have more FOPLs, you can go back to the commodity area again and down and click down arrow on your keyboard to insert a new line. And until you're done entering all the commodities. Okay, so let's say I'm done entering these things, and if I click on balancing and completion tab, okay, you will see on the bottom here everything is balanced. My input is $5,399.90. Same thing with commodity and accounting, and everything is balanced. And before you submit your requisition, if you need to review one more time what your commodity was and what fund and org and account you charged your commodities to, you can always go back to this tab. And my first one is being charged to different funding source. If I click on the first one, that's $3,000. If I click on the second one, $2,000 to this. And if you want to review your second commodity, oh, it looks like it hung. Keep looking at the previous commodity we were looking at. You can actually go back to balancing and go back to the commodity tab. It might be a little bug in the test instance, and in prod it should be okay. So now I clicked on my second commodity. It was our printing paper. We ordered 10 boxes of those. Oh, I put each. Again, you can change it to a box if you want. The first focal got charged $200. The second focal got charged the remaining amount. So I'm going to click Save because I changed the unit of measurement. I'm going to click Save. Now, after I'm done, I go back to Balancing and Completion tab. And again, all my status is balanced, so I can click Complete. There you go. Now I created this requisition. So again, just to sum it up, document level accounting and commodity level accounting. If you have 10 different commodities and they don't need to be charged to a specific funding source, or you don't have any fixed asset, you can use document level accounting. But if you are ordering any fixed assets, or you have 10 different commodities that needs to be charged to specific funding sources, use the commodity level accounting. And thank you.